It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We are coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Adjuatin Kramadom. Coming up, the High Court in Accra dismisses case by NDC MP Roxanne Nelson Dafia-Mekpo seeking to compel President Akufo-Addo to receive the anti-LGBTQ+ bill approved by Parliament. Meanwhile, lawyers for the South Dai MP say they will appeal the court's decision.
It gives us grounds for possible appeal, and I want to get a certified true copy of but I have every indication from my client that we will probably have to go to the Court of Appeal.
Also coming up, Social Security and National Insurance Trust denies claims that it may fail to meet its financial obligations to beneficiaries by 2036.
When you look at the actual projections, it's supposed to just guide you. You cannot list everything in there and say Smith is collapsing in the next 12 years. Not is far from the truth.
Still in this bulletin, New Patriotic Party flag bearer Dr. Baumia begins nationwide campaign tour today, assuring of a resolution to the Dumsor crisis soon.
We have issues with power challenges, but I can say from received from the Minister for Energy that those power challenges will very soon, and I mean very soon, be a thing of the past.
And later, a Jiso constituency heads to the polls tomorrow to elect new Member of Parliament who gauge the mood in the township.
MPP,
Stay with us for details of these and more stories in the next 30 minutes. Remember, this bulletin is live around the globe on citinewsroom.com. On YouTube and on Facebook, we're on Citi 97.3 FM. Across the country, we are also live on a number of affiliates in the Western region. This is Adrimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa Beach, 105.5 FM in Takrade. In the Bono region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, you can tune into Adrimpa 99.9 FM in Nkari, Volta region, Heritage 107.3 FM Hohoi, Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope, in the Northern region Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East region, you can find us on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and in the Northeast region Nobia FM 98.1 FM in Nalarigu. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your company. Let's begin from the courts this afternoon. The High Court in Accra has dismissed an application seeking to compel President Akufo-Addo to accept a transmission of the anti-LGBTQ+ bill approved by Parliament. This is in relation to a judicial review application filed by South Dai Member of Parliament Roxanne Nelson Dafia-Mekpo. The legislator was seeking to get the judiciary to exercise its powers of mandamus and cause Parliament to transmit the bill and to compel the President to accept it for consideration. The Attorney General, in his affidavit in opposition to the application, however, prayed the court to dismiss the application, arguing that a ruling in favor of the applicant would mean the High Court will be acting beyond its powers. The court, presided over by Justice Ellen Lodina Sewa Mriku, in her ruling in the matter noted that the pending applications at the Supreme Court makes it inappropriate for the instant application to be granted. Meanwhile, Papo Samoa Ado, who is lawyer for Roxanne Nelson Dafia-Mekpo, has served notice of appealing the ruling.
First of all, said it has jurisdiction to hear the matter. We satisfied the conditions in respect of the grant of of mandamus application. However, it has a discretion, and so it will choose to exercise its discretion not to grant it on good grounds. One was the fact that there's a pending application. There are two suits at the Supreme Court. One is challenging the constitutionality of the bill, and so the court would want to wait for the Supreme Court to deal with the constitutional matter that is pending before it can make any further pronouncement. We will apply for the ruling. I said I am a bit satisfied that yes, the court says it has jurisdiction. We have met the grant of the mandamus. However, it will not grant it because it is a discretionary remedy, and so it will choose to exercise its discretion in respect of waiting for the determination of the Supreme Court matters. It gives us grounds for possible appeal. And I want to get a certified true copy of but I have every indication from my client that we will probably have to go to the Court of Appeal, because if we meet the criteria for granting the remedy and we have satisfied the necessary requirements, the discretion, I believe, should be exercised in favor of the Constitution and not wait for the Supreme Court to deal with a matter that it has not yet dealt with. What we have is a life matter.
Ni Papo Samoa Ado is lawyer for Roxin Nelson Dafiamepo. Away from that, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT has clarified claims suggesting the scheme may falter in meeting its financial obligations to beneficiaries in the future, as indicated in the 2020 International Labour Organization Actuary Report. Describing it as speculative, SNIT said the current realities on the ground do not support the claim. Addressing the media at a conference in Accra, Chief Actuary of SNIT, Joseph Boku, reassured contributors that the scheme remains robust and well-positioned to cater to their needs.
Therefore, results should be interpreted carefully and future actuarial reviews should be undertaken on a regular basis to revise actuarial assumptions in light of the actual experience of the scheme. I'm not the one saying this. This is in the report. What are we talking about? I've mentioned that already. That when you look at the actual projections, it's supposed to just guide you. You cannot lift everything in there and say SNIT is collapsing in the next 12 years. Not is far from the truth. These are the processes. What do we, the actuaries, that's how we do it. That's how we write our reports for any actual valuation reports. You take a period, 75 years, and then based on some assumptions which are supposed to be reasonable, you make all those reasonable assumptions. And then, based on those assumptions, you say, because if you check the assumptions, your results are going to be different, depending on the assumptions that you make. So we don't take the report or the results of the report hook, line, and sinker. You don't take it in isolation.
Well, Joseph Boku further clarified that despite occasional delays in government contributions, the government has fulfilled its commitment to up to January 2024, while ongoing engagements continue to ensure sustained support.
Monthly contributions have been paid up to January 2024. And you know that you have up to the 14th of the ensuing month to pay the previous month's contributions. So like we are in April, by now, March contributions should have been paid. But government has paid fully for January 2020 this year. And even part of February has been paid. But I don't, because it's not fully paid, I don't want to dwell on it. But the point I'm making is that if government is late in payment, they are late in about a month and a half payment, if you like. Because we are in April. So they're supposed to be paying March. But March 1 has not been paid. They fully paid for January. And so we are waiting that at any moment, as they have promised, they are going to release the funds to pay on the current contribution, not on the arrears. Governments, in the previous times, legacy debts exist. That is what we are negotiating with them to get the amounts paid and paid on time so that we can have some funds for investment to make the scheme be more sustainable. We've also adopted annual reconciliation exercise with the Controller and Accountant General Department to determine government's indebtedness to the scheme. There are ongoing engagements with the government to secure settlement of contribution in arrears. That is an ongoing exercise we do every now and then.
You heard Joseph Poku, he is Chief Actuary of SNIT. Let's do some politics now. The New Patriotic Party flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has promised 100% ownership of mineral resources by Ghanaians when voted into power. This follows an observation by him that the current structure of mining in Ghana creates a situation as though Ghanaians do not own the minerals in the country. He made this known during his first regional tour, which began in the eastern region with a meeting with religious leaders.
For the most part, Ghana has not maximized the benefits from our natural resources. Since the days of the Portuguese in the 15th century, gold has been taken out of Ghana and taken out of Ghana and taken out of Ghana. We haven't benefited that much from our natural resources. I am going to change that paradigm. I am going to bring a bigger focus on ownership of our natural resources. It's as if right now we don't own the natural resource. I believe that if we do the exploration, and we are going to empower our universities and the Geological Survey Department to do the exploration. Once we explore and we have 7 gold belts, there's so much gold that we haven't yet even discovered. But once we explore and we know that the gold is here, the new policy is going to be that the ownership of those resources will be 100% owned by Ghana.
Meanwhile, Dr. Baumia has assured power challenges facing the country will soon be a thing of the past.
I know that there are challenges, and I don't want to paper over our economic challenges. We are going to work on them. Currently, we have issues with power challenges, but I can say from received from the Minister for Energy that those power challenges will very soon, and I mean very soon, be a thing of the past. They are working at it.
Well, the NPP flag bearer has also been touting his party's performance, saying that they've performed incredibly well to deserve another term in office. The flag bearer of the party, touting the achievement of his government over the last 7 years, said data available reveals that a total of 2.1 million jobs have so far been created, with 975,000 created in the private sector and 1.2 million jobs in the public sector.
I will be more accountable to the people of Ghana. So why do I say that we have performed better as a government? The data says so. It is not me who says so. I believe in data and I work with data. 2.1 million jobs in 7 years. That is more than any government in the Fourth Republic. And even though we still have more jobs to create, I believe that this puts us in a very good position to do more. We have constructed more roads than any other government in the Fourth Republic, even though we still have many more roads to construct. We have constructed more airports than any other government, more railways than any other government, more classrooms than any other government.
Dr. Baumia further appealed to the clergy and imams to support the government in protecting the peace, unity and religious tolerance in the country.
God has really blessed Ghana in every facet of our religious making. Recently, I had the honor to visit Pope Francis at the Vatican and had the privilege to engage some other cardinals. It was obvious that the level of religious tolerance and acceptance we have in Ghana has caught the attention of many others outside our borders. This, coupled with the natural Ghanaian appetite for peace, are the cornerstones of the stability and peace we enjoy currently. We have every duty and responsibility to guard this jealously for now and the future. It behoves on us, therefore, that everything we do must be geared towards fostering national unity and peaceful coexistence.
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. Now, a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asantewatri, has described as undemocratic comments by President Akufo-Addo that he cannot hand over the presidency to someone he defeated. The comments have sparked widespread criticisms, including from the former president and flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, who says only God can decide who will be the country's next president. Speaking to Citi News, Dr. Asantewatri says the comments by the president smacks of arrogance and must be condemned.
The president's comment is quite distasteful. It is unbecoming of a Democrat. It's unbecoming of a president who was duly elected and was given the mandate by the people. We have to understand and appreciate the fact that the power of democracy or the source of power emanates from the people. Therefore, it does not in any way lie in the mouth of the president to assume that kind of authority. As a single person, as an individual, it does not have such authority to speak in the way that he's doing. That apart, for me, it smacks of arrogance and arrogance of power. And in the sense that, look, someone had to lose a seat of power before you became president. And Mr. Mahama did not say that he was not ready to hand over power to the very person he defeated in 2012. That, for me, is a smack of arrogance. And it is power that has gotten into his system.
Senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asante Ochre. This is a Citi Prime News. Still ahead, Ejisu constituency heads to the polls tomorrow to elect a new member of parliament. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Another year is here, and your family radio station 97.3 Citi FM, as part of our Family Month, invites you to the 2024 edition of the Family Consecration Service. Join us as we invite His presence and His blessings and dedicate our lives and our homes to God. Now, through prayer, scripture reading, and a time of worship, we will deepen our relationship with God and strengthen the love within our families. The date is Wednesday, 1st May 2024. The time is 6 a.m. right through till 12 noon. The venue is the Oil Dome Royal House Chapel, Accra. There will also be a time for the renewal of vows for married couples. The 2024 Family Consecration Service is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and supported by Citi TV. Remember, the family that prays together stays together.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's talk about the Ejisu by-election now. And candidates in tomorrow's by-election on Sunday engaged in last-minute interactions with voters to ensure their victory. The campaign fervor has heightened with the emergence of a former member of parliament for the area who is contesting as an independent candidate. Reporting from the Ashanti region, Citi News' correspondent Hafiz Sijani provides insights.
After the new Patriotic Party vetted and placed all 9 aspirants in respective positions on the ballot, there have been intensive campaign activities. A total of 1,081 delegates are expected to vote in Saturday primary, and aspirants are making frantic efforts to engage, if not all, but the majority of them. Former president of the Ghana Football Association, Kwesi Nyantakyi, says the feedback from the delegates has been positive as he talks about his vision for the constituency when giving the nod.
My motto for this election is Ejisu Mpuntu Ntuaso, meaning I am here to continue the good works initiated by our former MP. That's the first point. The second point is that I also intend to introduce many initiatives that will.
We apologize for that insert, but we'll definitely bring you that report in our subsequent bulletin because the constituency is gearing up for tomorrow's crucial election. The Electoral Commission say they are ready and residents are also ready. But let's bring you some other stories now. The residents of the Nanumba North Municipality in the northern region are appealing to benevolent individuals and organizations to come to their aid after a rainstorm destroyed their houses yesterday. Last week, over 400 people were rendered homeless following a similar incident that hit the municipality. Abu Abdullah Yakub is a municipal chief executive of the Nanumba North Municipality in the northern region, and he has been speaking to Citi News.
This is about the third time we are experiencing this incident in the year. Last month, a number of houses in Bimbla Township were affected. The assessment have been done, and currently we are liaising with those who can assist the assembly to get them some relief items in form of roofing materials like roofing sheets and then cement for them to repair their their homes. That is what we are doing, and then this one has to come to add. So we want the assessment to be done so collectively that we now know the number of houses that are affected and number of institutions, school buildings that are affected. Those schools that were affected, the MP have instructed the works engineer to go and do an assessment of them, and then we see how much money is required so that he could assist in the roofing of those schools that were ripped off last month. The way forward is to see how we can get them assistance, but most of them cannot repair their homes. So I'm using your medium to appeal to philanthropists and NGOs who can assist our people.
You heard the MCE for Nanumba North Municipality in the Northern Region, Abdullah Yakub. Away from that, the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations is scheduled to meet with the leadership of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC tomorrow. This meeting follows the deadline set by the union for the government to settle all arrears owed its members regarding SNIT and Tier 2 pension contributions dating back to June 2023. In an interview with City News, the General Secretary of the union, King James Azotiba, expressed the union's expectations of receiving concrete assurances from the government during the meeting.
Already we are in a low-class salary level bracket, and pension funds is very, very, very low. And even the little that we have, we are consciously paid every month. Our members are being deducted every month. It's rather unfortunate. It's rather unfortunate. And we were going there to hear what you have to say, but it's very, 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 we cannot continue to understand them. We understand, but we cannot continue to understand because our members are really, really suffering. We expect a very positive and some drastic measures put in place. We expect nothing less than some payments made, at least up to 2023. Then we can begin and see how they can pay the 2024. Anything less than that, I think our members will not be happy, and we are their service, and whatever does not make them happy, definitely that's what we are going to stand for.
You heard King James Azotiba. He's elected General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC. Meanwhile, the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, has stated that it has not yet received any feedback from the government regarding its demand for a resolution of its conditions of service. The union has set a deadline of May 31 for the government to address the concerns. Prince Obenhima serves as the national president of CTAG.
We are able to reason for them. We have come out and shared our frustrations with the general public, and we all heard, including their good selves. So we anticipate that by 31st, as we have indicated, the issues would have been resolved and there will be peace in that strategy. We have said that when we get to the 31st and the issues have not been resolved, Council will define the kind of advice we talked about. So I'm unable to even define it myself. But as I said, I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that Council, the structures of CITAC, the members of CITAC, will be up to the task in terms of taking a decision that will bring lasting, solution to the issues, and one that will bring relief permanently to the workers, and as it were, improve on our welfare. So whatever decision that we come out with, the structures come out with, my good self, leading the national executive officers, will gladly implement.
That was Prince Obenhima. He's the national president of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG. Away from that, now, as you may be aware, power outages are taking a heavy toll on various sectors of the economy. The health sector is not left out, but news we are just receiving is that the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has had to suspend some surgeries scheduled for today because of power fluctuations. We have been joined on the phone lines by my colleague Fred Duho, who is there currently for us. Fred, good afternoon. What is happening at Kolebu?
Good afternoon. I got to Kolebu this morning basically to undertake some personal stuff, and I realized that a number of surgeries that are due for today were actually cancelled, basically because the power fluctuation is affecting their services. And the doctors that I spoke to, who moved on record, indicated that these are elective cases. They can't life of the people involved, the patients involved, and they would rather postpone the surgery to another date when they see the far a bit stable. In actual fact, I asked, what about the generator or the plant they have as an alternative power source? They indicated that they have a huge problem with the generator or the power source, and they can't really even turn that on in order to undertake surgeries for the patients who need them today. And in actual fact, about 2 or 3 cases so far have been postponed, according to the information I've gathered from some concrete sources within the Kolebu hospital. And that is what affecting a number of people. We have one patient here who just returned from the theater. I saw her climb the stairs a few minutes ago to the surgical ward, and probably she would want to tell us why she's been returned from the theater. Mommy, now, Mpacho, who for him, France, now, who are there? Now, theater on, they say how many minutes and hours and some cultures power into me music.
By 8 now. The light of the
and this is one of the patients who just returned from the theater. And as I speak with you, while granting this short interview, the power just went off and then came back on again. So the power situation in Kolebu is been fluctuating. It's quite critical for service delivery, and the people here do not know their fate until they get a stable power source. A number of people scheduled to undertake a bit of surgery, critical surgery for that matter, life-saving surgery.
Right, Fred, we do know that the ECG was carrying out some exercise to disconnect some hospitals that were being owed or that were owing the power distributor because of that is causing the current power outages. Is this situation does it have any linkage to the ECG disconnection?
Not at all. This could be, added to the current power fluctuation situation we all experience across the length and breadth of this country, knowing very well that some parts of the country do go off at specific times. But the case of Kolebu isn't like that. It goes on, it goes off within a matter of minutes, it comes back. So it's been flicking up and down,
right,
and not stable at all. And within this short period that we've been speaking, it's gone off about 2 times already. And this is not guaranteed for any complete surgery to be carried out. And that is the situation a number of people are facing.
Fred, thank you so much. That was my colleague Fred Duho reporting live from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The indication we have is that some surgeries, critical surgeries that have been scheduled for today have had to be suspended because of power fluctuations. We'll follow that up for you in a subsequent bulletin. But let's take you back to Ejiso, because President Akufo-Addo has vehemently dismissed claims by the New Patriotic Party that there are plans to manipulate, claims that the New Patriotic Party rather is planning to manipulate the Ejiso by-election, asking voters to reject such allegations by the independent parliamentary candidate who is Kwame Osu-Aduome. According to him, the NPP did not manipulate previous elections to secure Mr. Aduome's 2-term tenure as Member of Parliament for the Ejiso constituency. Meanwhile, Ghana's Chief of Staff Akosua Fremah Opare is worried about the decision by the former MP for Ejiso Kwabena Owusu-Aduome to run as an independent candidate in Tuesday by-election. The Chief of Staff, who is in Ejiso to campaign for the NPP's parliamentary candidate, urged electors to vote massively for the NPP and ignore the former MP.